Hi guys, today I'm going to talk you through all of my tattoos. My most viewed video of all time. I think, I haven't checked recently, but at least for a very, very long time, my most viewed video was my video all about my tattoos. And so I'm going to give you an update. There've been a few since then. That was maybe 6 or 7 years ago. And I have covered up some that I said I regretted. I'm pretty sure at the time, I have not watched this video for years, but I feel like it was a common comment at the time that I was going to get a tattoo that said something like live with no regrets or something about no regrets. And within the body of the video, I said I regretted some of my tattoos, which is hilarious. But I am a contradiction. So I have had those ones that I don't like covered up with a giant tattoo, which I will be showing you some of because it's kind of in a bit of a precarious place on my body. But the rest I will be kind of just, here we are, and I'll tell you why I have them, when I got them, and whether or not I still would get them now. Okay, so number one, I have this one. Should we go in order, actually? I think the first tattoo I ever got was my boyfriend's name when I was 16. And I got a cherry. It's all so very unfortunate. I got a cherry. It was on my hip here. And I remember the tattoo artist, and I'm using that term very loosely, drew the cherry and showed it to me. And I was going to have his name, which was Dave. Not even David. Dave, in capital letters, tattooed underneath it. And he showed me the cherry and I was like, okay. I wanted to say, let's just hold on, wait. And he obviously just thought that I was nervous of the pain, or he definitely didn't give me a moment's pause. And we just kind of went for it. And afterwards I was like, oh yeah. I had definitely been drinking. I mean, this is just a little insight into me as a teenager. I'd definitely been drinking, not to excess, but you're not supposed to drink before you have a tattoo. You don't need all the thin blood going on. It's just all terrible. And I was petrified, and I had this tattoo. And later, I can't show you now because it's had a big cover up, but later on I then kind of shaded, effectively scribbled out the name underneath the cherry, and I was left with this odd tattoo. You can actually see that in the original video. So that was the first tattoo I ever got, or full of regrets. The second tattoo I actually still have, but I've also had a cover up since then. Hang on, going to be all kinds of covered in gene marks, but the second tattoo I got was this one. And this is a beautiful butterfly, as you can see. It used to be a much smaller butterfly. It was just kind of like a little small one. And then I had it like gone over a little bit and made larger, which was a large mistake because this is after I'd had my first baby. I had it made larger. And I should have known because the only stretch mark I had on my whole body was in one of these wings. And and so when I had my second baby, it stretched. So if I just kind of leave it, you can kind of see this wing is larger than this wing. It's not, and anything where you could grow, I just would not recommend. Like my belly could get bigger and bigger. I'm 33 now, 43, all bets are off. But this is going to get stretched out over the years. Same with your bum, just any areas where it could like gain in size. It's not a smart area to get tattooed unless you are like really fastidious with your gym going. And so, yeah, it's kind of regrettable too, but I don't really ever think about it being there. And that was my second tattoo. My third tattoo is also something that you can see in that previous video that I've now had covered up. It was a star, an off-center, not symmetrical at all star. I mean, go back and watch it because seriously, it didn't make sense. It was not, it was like a child had drawn this star and it had my initial in it. I played it safe because my first husband's initial was the same as my initial. I'd been burned before, and so I put my initial in it and was like, it's for you. You know? Don't write people's names. Hold that thought. My next tattoo was after I had got divorced. So I never actually changed my name when I got married for the first time, and I just didn't like his name with my name. That is the long and the short of it. Lots of people, once we got divorced, were like, oh, it's because you knew. Meh, meh, meh. It wasn't that at all. I had no foresight whatsoever. I just didn't like his name with my name. I preferred my own name. When I married Lee, I liked his name with my name, and so I took it. That is as the long and the short of it. Ladies, you do not have to change your name. If your name is pretty cool as it is, just keep it. Or better still, get him to change his name to yours. So I got this tattoo. In my mind, it was going to be the Coca-Cola writing. That's what I thought this was. It says Jones. It says established 1986. So it's my maiden name when I was born. And I thought this was like independence and like freedom and all this stuff. The funny part of it, again, because I was still very young, I was like 23, 24, is I just didn't have a voice. And I told the guy I want it facing me and I wanted them closer together. I wanted the established 1986 smaller than the Jones. There's so much about it that I wanted it a certain way. And he just ignored me and told me I was wrong. And now I wouldn't have any of that. There'd be none of that. But that is what happens. I mean, not everyone's like I was. But I wasn't even timid. It's just, I couldn't stand up for myself. I didn't have that voice yet. And so although I don't dislike this tattoo, I wish I could go back in time and have the tattoo that I actually wanted, because I didn't get it. The next tattoo, and this was the wink to the camera moment earlier. Is it a spiral? Does it say Lee? Who can tell? Again, playing it safe, been burned before, but it is effectively my husband's name. I mean, what can I say at this point? I can't excuse my behaviour. This is who I am. Next, this is years and years ago, and I don't think I ever showed this in a video. I showed it in the vlog when we got it, and hilariously, we have been to variations of Disneyland and Disney World multiple times since and still not taken a picture of these tattoos in Disney. It's insane. But we have kind of matching tattoos. So they are matching. They're like half a tattoo each. His says to infinity and mine says and beyond. His has capital letters into an infinity, and mine is all lowercase. Now, if you put them both together, it doesn't really go because his is all capitalized and mine isn't. But I thought this looked better all in lowercase. That is my only regret. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I'm like, together they don't look as good as I wanted them to. But as a standalone tattoo, I do like that. A lot of them look very dry recently, actually. I don't really ever look at them. But I can't tell you I've ever been to like a really fancy reputable place. I always just go to wherever can take me when I want to go. Again, I have absolutely no willpower and no patience whatsoever for these kind of things. So this is not a how-to. This is not advice. I'm just telling you what I did. And I'm racking my brains now to think if there's any others on my body that I'm forgetting, because it happens. For those of you with tattoos that you don't see all the time, and I mean, even the ones that I do see, you kind of just forget that they're there. I'm kind of now thinking, are there any others? I don't think so. So we're going for the big reveal. Apologies in advance if I show off more than I intend to, but here we go. So this is like a flower. In the middle here, this is where I had the star. On my hip here, this is where I had that cherry somewhere around here. I think it's in this big black area. And now it's a massive F-off flower thing. I definitely prefer it to what was there before, but I was there for 4 hours. I felt like a full-on gangster. When I got out of there, I was like, I've had a real tattoo. Like, all the other tattoos I've had were all little, whatever. I was there for a really, really long time. I felt like it was like some kind of rite of passage. But moral of the story, really think about it. If you are an impulsive type like me, I mean, the thing is, I don't really care. Like, even the ones that I'm like, oh, I wish it was like this, I don't care. It's not keeping me up at night. I don't care enough to really seriously regret it. Otherwise, I would have gone and got laser removal and whatever, and I just don't care. But if you are someone who's going to really fixate on something, I've said this about microblading at all in the past as well. I've had my eyebrows microbladed, which is effectively a temporary tattoo, semi-permanent. It lasts for a long time, but it's not as permanent as a regular tattoo because it's just really, really thin layers of skin, like not as deep. But if you are someone that's going to really fixate and obsess about something, it's probably not for you. Just don't do it. It's not an important thing to do. If you are thinking of having a tattoo, think about it for a really long time. And if you still want to have the same tattoo, then go and get it. It's not a big deal. But if you are one of those people, is all I'm saying. I probably will get others in the future. There's a couple that I've had my eye on, potentially. I really like negative space stuff, but I don't know where. Another thing is I would always 100% say don't get colour, because it's something that at least that unifies everything, because I had like multiple different tattoos and there were like blue here and red here and then the butterfly different colours on it. I would definitely say if you at least stay with all black and white, then you've got a chance of it all seeming a little bit like it goes together. But otherwise, I have no advice. This is like a this is a what not to do situation. But for those of you that over the years have asked me about my tattoos, asked me where they are, where I got them, it's not that deep. I'm very impulsive. I just decided to get tattoos and then I got them, and some of them weren't great. It's not the end of the world, but these are on my body. I hope you enjoyed this video. There is the old one to have a laugh at because it's super old. It's like from the very, very beginning of my YouTube channel. But for those of you that wanted an update, here it is. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Every time